Hello and welcome everyone to your very own channel Drishti IAS English. My name is Pragya and in today's interesting episode of Economy Primer, we are going to discuss a topic that often raises curiosity in all of us. The title of our today's discussion is The Economics of Black Money. So black money is a topic that is very intriguing in nature. In this discussion, we'll try to find out what is black money, how is it circulated in the Indian economy, how people are able to use tax haven country for increasing their black money, and what is the implication of black money on the India's GDP. So we'll try to find out an answer to all of these general questions in our today's discussion. In this discussion, we'll firstly see the history of the black money. Then we are also going to see what exactly fuels the black economy. We are also going to see the black economy and its impact on India's GDP. We are also going to analyze what are tax havens. We are also going to see some of the government initiatives to curb the circulation of black money in India's economy. Then we are also going to see a conclusion in this regard. And lastly, we'll discuss a practice question for your prelims examination and a practice question for your mains examination. So if I talk about the background of our today's topic, black money often remains in the news and this topic is very intriguing in nature. Okay, the general masses are often very curious about black money. So what exactly is this black money? Let me explain to you. Black money in simple terms means money that is unaccounted in nature. Unaccounted in nature, that means the government has no idea about the whereabouts of this money, but this money is getting circulated in the economy. So if I try to explain you black money by an example, so there is this person A and there is this person B. So person A is a working professional, working and he draws an X amount of salary. So if he comes in the income tax bracket, he'll pay the taxes and whatever money is left with him will be his white money. Okay, then there is this person B. Supposedly he is a small shop owner. Okay, and he insists that all payments should be made to him in cash, but he is not paying taxes on these cash payments because this money is unaccounted. Okay. He is not informing the tax authorities about this money, and that is why he is able to save taxes on this money, and this money is known as his black money. Okay, so the sources of black money can be both illegitimate sources, supposedly you are engaged in corruption, etc., you are taking bribery, etc. So these are illegitimate sources of black money. Then there are legitimate sources of black money as well. And what are these legitimate sources? As I have explained, this small shop owner insists that I'll take payments only in cash, and that is how he is avoiding the GST framework, and that is how he is avoiding taxes even after coming in the income tax bracket, and this results in creation of black money. So this brings us to another topic of our today's discussion, that what is the history behind this circulation of black money in India? How black money came into existence in Indian economy. So we inherited a very weak democracy after independence. There was an economic exploitation of the British rule and we were very poor at that point of time. And that is why India was a closed economy at that point of time. We did not let anyone else invest in our economy. Okay, but there were politicians at that point of time who were corrupt in nature, and that is being proved by reports even. Okay, so as the democratic aspirations of the national movement weakened, the political class became more and more corrupt in order to create wealth, in order to fulfill their political aspirations and to be in power. So to be in power, they started using illegal means to gain money known as the black money. Okay, so the Government of India report of 1956 argued for the need to keep the black economy in check so that more resources could be raised for development. So this is a government report which proves the point that yes, corruption was prevalent at that point of time. In fact, there was a existence of triad. And what is this triad? Politicians, executive, and big businessmen. And they worked with each other in closed cooperation. The politicians were becoming more corrupt, the businessmen were being interested in the development activities so that they can benefit, and definitely there was no checks and balance on the use of the power by the executive. It found businesses generating profits from black market activities in almost all sectors of our Indian economy at that point of time. Then in 1991, you all know what happened in 1991. The LPG policy came into existence. That is the liberalization, privatization and globalization policy came into existence. We finally opened up the doors of our Indian economy so that the investors from private companies, investors from other countries can come to India and invest their money. But then the triad also became very strong. Example, the politicians, the businessmen and the executive that was working in close cooperation became even more strong, and this privatization led to the even more influx of black money in the Indian economy. Okay, so the privatization and the establishment of the infrastructure of the private sector, mostly in the form of the public private partnership, offered new opportunities for making illegal gains by cornering resources like land, forests and mines. So these three resources were almost cornered. Even now, today also, that the real estate sector is seeing the highest influx of black money. And not only these resources, but precious metals such as gold, dealing in gold was also very frequent. So what happened was the businessmen wanted to enter the politics due to their lust for power. The politicians in their family name used to do businesses, okay, in the names of their family members, and the public private partnership was working with closed cooperations, and this led to the even more growth, even more influx of black money in India. Moving forward, let us analyze what fuels the black economy. What is the reason behind, influx of black money in India, existence of a parallel economy in India? So the very first reason is wealth creation. As I have mentioned before also, that we were very poor at that point of time, so we did not leave any opportunity for wealth creations because we had seen poverty during the British regime. So wealth creation is, popular even today. We buy land, we hold land, we hoard golds, etc., and we try to create more and more wealth so that our future generations do not live a life of poverty. And wealth creation remains at the number one agenda for, increasing the illegal money, having money by illegal sources, increasing the black economy. Then there is lust for power. Why do you think that electoral bonds are in question as of now? Who funds the political parties? Okay, so lust for powers happens during election times, and election times is the time when black money is converted into white money at a huge scale by buying the voters, buying the voters, by funding the political parties. And that is why we time and again hear that electoral bonds should be transparent in nature. We should know that where all this funding of political parties are coming. So that is why there is a lust of remaining in power, because no one wants to lose their power, especially in a country like India. Okay, then there is criminalization in society. With the introduction of this LPG policy, there has been a rise in white collar crimes, and this is corruption in corporate sector, corruption in corporate sector. More and more companies are becoming corrupt day by day. They increase these white collar crimes and are involved in circulation of huge amount of black money in the Indian economy. Then there are countries known as tax havens. Tax havens also increase the circulation of black money in the markets, and we are going to see how in our further slides. Then there is tax evasion. See, most of the people, especially in India, do not want to pay taxes because they can see that we are not receiving the benefits of taxes. I'm not saying so. This has been said by various news reports. For example, there is a problem of potholes. There is a lack of public transport. There is a huge amount of political freebies that are being distributed at our own taxpayers' money. Okay, at the expense of the taxpayers' money. We are not getting the facilities we aspired for by paying taxes, and that is why tax evasion is most common in our country. Okay, so this also fuels the black money into the Indian economy. So now let us discuss the impacts of black money on the India's GDP. India accounts for the maximum number of black money, the maximum percentage of black money. So imagine if this black money is brought back to our economy and converted into white money and fueled into the GDP. So our GDP would have increased by 6 to 12% as per the very famous economist. They say that yes, converting this black money, fueling this black money as white money into the India's GDP could have increased its GDP substantially. So the black income has been causing underestimation of GDP in India, as an enormous volume of income is diverted to this unaccounted sector, resulting in growing continuation of parallel economy of the country, and the government is very worried, and that is why we have Digital India Mission. We are trying to monitor ITRs. We have this declaration of this fugitive economic offenders. We are trying to stop corruption. Why? Because we want to decrease this unaccounted money in the Indian economy. The direct effect of black money is the loss of revenue to the state exchequer as a tax evasion. What we don't realize while evading taxes is definitely it is decreasing the revenue. If India is not going to have revenue from taxes, if the government is suffering revenue losses, how can you expect the government to give you some social benefits? How can you expect the government to increase the development activities? So this is a vicious circle. Due to tax evasion, the government is losing out hugely on revenues, and the taxes are getting evaded because we feel that the government is not doing much for us. Okay, so this is a vicious circle that is going on, and definitely it is promoting black money in the economy. Black money has resulted in the diversion of resources for the purchase of real estate and luxury housing. You see, in India, the real estate prices never go down. They go on becoming up and up, up and up. They go on rising, skyrocketing. And there is now a trend of luxury houses as well. So where do you think all of this money is coming from? This is all the unaccounted black money that is being forced into the real estate sector. Okay. Moving forward. The availability of black incomes with businessmen and capitalists and the consequent inequalities of income place a large amount of funds at their disposal. So you might have heard the saying that in India the rich are getting richer and the poor are getting poorer in nature. So there is a lot of cash at the disposal of huge businessmen, and that is why recession is going on, because they can fire you anytime if you are working for them. Unemployment has risen, inflation has risen due to the influx of this black money, or the concentration of this black money in just 1% of the rich section of the society. So this is also becoming a big problem for the government in India. Then a part of the black incomes is held in cash, and as a result there is an abundance of liquidity which becomes available through the addition of savings held in the form of cash, bullion, gold, silver, etc. So our market is very liquid in nature, and this liquidity, this inflated liquidity increases inflation because of the presence of black money in our economy. And who is suffering at the end? The common man. The people like you and us are suffering due to the increase of this black money in the economy. Moving forward, let us analyze what are tax havens. Tax havens are those country in order to attract investors in their own country for developing their own country, they give a very less amount of taxes. They levy a very less amount of taxes, and they also ensure financial secrecy. Financial secrecy, okay. That means if you will invest in that country which is offering a very lower amount of taxes, which is levying a very lower amount of taxes, they are not going to disclose it to your original tax authority, the original tax authority of your own country. And that is why they are very attractive for people who are holding black money. So how do they increase the influx of black money? Understand this process. So there is something known as shell companies. Completely fictional company existing only on papers. But yes, I'll show that this is in business. These hold some assets, and definitely what I'm trying to do, for example, I have this company A in India and I am making a profit of rupees 10 lakh. So I will divert my funds to this shell company which is located offshore, most probably in a tax haven country. So I'll divert some of the funds, okay, supposedly 7 lakh rupees, and I'll divert another 1 lakh rupee as a loan to this shell company, stating that the shell company has taken out loan from me so as to establish its business, so as to buy assets. Now 7 lakh, 8 lakh, 8 lakh I have already diverted. Now I'll have to pay taxes only on 2 lakhs rupees. And this is what is going on, establishing a shell company offshore. Okay, and this is how black money is increasing, and this is how tax haven countries are, responsible for increase of black money in the economy. Not only this, supposedly there is this person A, and he has some amount of black money. What he will do, he will transfer some amount to some of the members, who will then again transfer back this money to his offshore account. Offshore account. And this offshore account is also situated in the tax haven countries. For example, have you ever wondered of opening a Swiss bank account? Why? Because of the secrecy, the privacy it gives you. We have all wondered about opening a Swiss bank account, and this is what is happening. So this is another way of, sending the black money or making the black money into white money by using the tax havens country, because they offer a huge amount of financial secrecy, and they allow investments in various forms such as in land, mutual funds, hedge funds, etc. And that is how they in turn increase the influx of black money in the economy. Moving forward, let us analyze the government's initiative to curb the supply of black money in the economy. So there are legislative actions taken by our Indian government. The most recent is the Fugitive Economic Offenders Act 2018, under which Nirav Modi and Vijay Mallya have been declared to be as fugitive economic offenders. Then there is central GST tax as well. GST collections are at all-time high, and definitely GST prevents the circulation of black money in the market. Then there is Benami Transactions Prohibition Amendment Act of 2016. So what exactly is this Benami transaction? Supposedly, A is a very influential person, and he obtains a lot of black money, So what he'll do, he'll purchase a land in the name of B. He'll not do it in his own name. He'll purchase it on some other name. And this B will in turn will get some benefits, such as if he is a politician, for example, he promises B that I'll give you a government job. Just give me your papers, just give me your title to buy a land, and then I'll give you a government job. So this is benefit is given by A to B. And this is how A is turning his black money into white money by purchasing a Benami land on some unknown name, and this is known as a Benami transaction. Okay, then there is most famous Prevention of Money Laundering Act or the PMLA. Then there is Gold Amnesty Scheme, and this is similar to the Voluntary Income Disclosure Scheme to tap black money in income taxes. Okay, so all of these legislative actions have been taken by the Indian government to curb the supply of black money in the Indian economy. Apart from these, there are various international agreements as well, such as the double taxes avoidance agreements, such as the automatic exchange of information. Now, India and USA are coming together. India is asking Swiss Bank also to disclose the name of its account holders. So, all of this is happening. And then there is FATF as well, that is known as the Financial Action Task Force, which operates to erase the black money from various global countries if the countries complain to the FATF. So, all of these international instruments are in place to decrease the supply of black money in the economy. Moving forward, what can we conclude by all of the discussion we had today? What can be the points of conclusion? So, the first point of conclusion is improve uses of taxpayers' money. Stop giving political freebies. And I'm not saying so. This has been said by various experts that yes, political freebies, political fictional promises should stop, okay? And electoral reforms are also necessary. Then monitor the ITR of people. For example, the PAN card is compulsory if you are having a transaction of more than 2.5 lakh rupees. But what happens is the bank officials in the connivance help in turning your black money into white money. So monitor the ITRs, make ITR filing mandatory. The income tax department is also monitoring third party informations regarding those people who are not filing their ITRs, and that is how they can figure out the persons who are not filing their taxes, and definitely they might be engaged in hoarding of black money. It is crucial to bring under RTI, right to information, all political parties, and this is also a submission in the electoral bonds case, that make it transparent, bring it under RTI, bring the political funding into RTI, because elections are the time when a lot of black money suddenly comes into circulation, and sadly it is all converted into white money. So we need effective RTI policy to monitor that the funding of the political parties, where exactly are they getting their funding from, okay? The judiciary as well, because judiciary is highly underpaid in India. Definitely it increases bribery, it increases corruption and wealth creation. As I have mentioned before, they want to use their power to create wealth for their upcoming generations. The Prime Minister and the Chief Minister's offices. The higher the amount of RTIs are being filed, the increase in transparency will happen. The more transparent the procedure will be, as the citizens will be aware by filing an RTI that what exactly is happening, how are they receiving the money, okay? Then simplify the tax structure. In India, the tax structure is very complex in nature. If you are ever engaged in a tax litigation, it goes on for years altogether. The Jan Vishwas Bill, and the enactment of Vivad Se Vishwas. Okay, all of these are the measures by Indian government to simplify the tax structure. So, promote your citizens to pay more taxes, give them more facilities, increase the social life, increase the social facilities, social securities, and promote paying of more taxes by the citizens. And that is how we can also, increase the white money in the market and curb the black money from the economy that is happening due to the tax evasion. With this, we come to a conclusion of our today's discussion. We have seen what is black money. We have also seen how people are converting their black money into white money by using the tax haven countries, by founding and forming a shell company, by asking their relatives to transfer the money into their offshore accounts, by investing in the real estate sector that sees the highest influx of the black money, okay? So we have seen all of this, and we have also seen how is this impacting India's GDP, what are the government initiatives regarding it, and how can we actually curb the circulation of black money in India's economy. Now let us discuss a practice question for your prelims examination. So the question is, which one of the following effects of creation of black money in India has been the main cause of worry to the government of India? So your option A is diversion of resources to the purchase of real estate and investment in luxury housing. Your statement number B is investment in unproductive activities and purchase of precious stones, jewelry, gold, etc. Your statement number C is large donations to political parties and growth of regionalism. Your option D is loss of revenue to the state exchequer due to the tax evasion. Kindly drop your answers in the comment box below. Now let us discuss a practice question for your mains examination. So the question is, what is black money and why is it a concern in India? So firstly, we'll explain what is black money, and you will write very simply that yes, it is money that is unaccounted. It can either be obtained through illegal sources such as corruption, bribery, etc., or legitimate legal sources as well. So for example, the example of a shop owner which I gave you today. Then you will explain that how is this parallel economy damaging the India's economy, how it is causing a huge loss of revenue to the state exchequer, and you will also write about the government initiatives to curb the black money in India, and you can conclude holistically that yes, we need to increase our surveillance, we need more people to file ITR, and definitely we need to simplify our tax structure so that people are bound to pay taxes. Okay, so you'll write all of these points which I have discussed in my discussion today, and you can conclude very holistically that yes, black money needs to be curbed. A parallel economy should not exist so that we can achieve our 5 trillion dream. Okay, you can conclude very holistically. I hope this session was insightful for you. If you have any feedback regarding this session, kindly drop it in the comment box below. If you liked the today's discussion and found it to be helpful, kindly like the video and subscribe to our channel for more such updates. Thank you.